the king of bullet, and you're down so many points. I think for Liem, right now it's about salvaging as much of it as he can to maybe just enjoy the process of playing bullet. And if he can get those couple of wins in, well, it would be amazing to watch.
Yep. And we're back to the same openings, right? Usually you spend the match kind of preparing for the bullet. You want a comfortable opening that you can use. I wonder if we're going to see d5. That's the move I would play. I was going to say in a bullet game, and we're playing bullet. So I like d5 there.
D5 looked like a lot of fun for the players as well as fans and commentators, but this as well, Hikaru now finally does get the C5 move in. We've spoken about it as being the key move for black, but wrongly timed by Hikaru. That was a double question mark with the rook on D1. The knight pinned. Is Hikaru going to even win that pawn back?
Yeah, I'm really curious about moves like bishop f4. You can also just guard with bishop e3, rook c1, but we may even see a sacrifice idea with pawn to c6. This is looking really good. There's rook d7. Tanya, there's so many ways that this is winning for Le Quang.
And getting that first win in a bullet portion, again, it doesn't matter how far you go with it, but for Liem, it's so important to at least try to get as many points as possible. If Hikaru starts on his hot streak in bullet, there will be no stopping him. It would be pure destruction. And right now, again, c5 completely defended now. You're not winning that pawn in the near future, maybe not even in the faraway future.
Yeah, it looks like bishop h3 wins material here, but there is rook c7. I'm curious if Hikaru is going to
everything
play
in c6.
Yeah, the thing is, he might be just it's bullet, right? You almost want to lose that rook for the bishop because there's a lot of counterplay around the king.
And I think he was pretty much forced to go into this line. Like you said, you're counting on that queen and bishop battery on the light squares. Again, Hikaru, he's playing for tricks. Will he do Hikaru things in this one as well?
Well, I think queen g6 is the only attempt to keep the pieces on the board. We might need to see the queens disappear, though. Yeah, this should be a win for Le Quang, which would be an emphatic way to start the bullet portion. But unfortunately, we just can't call it this early. Like, we're not allowed to, based on what Hikaru has done time and time again in this match.
Absolutely. We've seen those crazy turnarounds in those final few moments. Completely lost for Hikaru, but I think it also makes sense to keep playing for as long as you can, just simply because you want the clock, the match timer to run out as well, to allow the minimum amount of games remaining.
And f5, okay, so the pawns are starting to get going here on the king side. White might want to play a move like, I was going to say king c4, but knight b6 can't happen, so knight e5, and this knight is just going to go everywhere.
And the thing is, knights are super tricky, right? They're one move away from forking in so many of these positions. And look at that, Hikaru, he's fighting. He's not making this easy for Liem.
Not at all. The rook wants to slide over to g6 and into g2. That is really tough to meet. Are we going to see some kind of sacrifice for this knight on f3 out of panic? Yes, we are.
And he had to do it. It was almost like he had to give up the rook from, again, a human perspective in the position to keep his own king safe. And now we're back to a position where Liem is only one pawn up. He's only got one extra pawn on the board.
Yeah, and Hikaru might just play this position for a win. He might even just be turning it around as we speak. He's got the outside pass pawn, but yeah, he does this. He's been doing it the whole match. No surprise it's continuing in the bullet.
Yeah, this is insane. And now Liam's down to 10 seconds. Hikaru's completely neutralized the material. Look at the way his own king is blocking the c5 pawn. The h pawn will start pushing up the board. The bishop on d4 about to fall, and it does.
Yep, just every single time. You can't even blink, or you'll miss the time that Hikaru turns this entire thing around. h8 is covered, so there's just absolutely nothing to be done. This should have been a win, and it's ended up as a, well, about to be loss.
That's it. He queens, gives the check. Liem resigns.